Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm using large language models to automatically convert transcripts from video lectures into a text document that contains the key concepts and the key highlights from these lectures. So basically, whenever we are hosting a live session or a webinar here at Integration, we use Google Meet to record the meetings. Usually these meetings are long. They're from 1 hour up to 3 or 4 hours. And Google Meet provides an automatic transcript of these meetings. So it does an automatic speech-to-text generation transcript, and we get these files which basically contain the text from the speech-to-text transcript. And what we need is, whenever we upload these videos, we want to automatically create kind of like a summary of this lecture. So instead of going through a very lengthy, very long video, which is usually 2 or 3 or 4 hours, or even going through this really large transcript, we want to provide this to as an input to an LLM, and then have the LLM provide a kind of like summary with the key highlights and the main concepts. So here's what we're going to be building. We're going to be using a combination of tools to open up a drop box like this, and we will be able to drag and drop the transcript file. It's going to start processing. Usually it takes some time because it's really big, so there are thousands of tokens. So after a few seconds, you will see this message popping up saying that the summarization of the file is finished, and we will have this new text file which is going to contain the transcript summary. So let's see what we have here. So this is using the DeepSeek R1 model. So at the beginning, we see the thinking process, so we can skip this. And after the thinking process, we see the summary. So this was a lecture about memoization, and we see that it correctly identified the key concept, which is about memoization. There's some highlights, and I'm talking about performance optimizations in this video, so it correctly identified all these key concepts. And we have a really nice summary of the transcript and subsequently the video. So this is what we're going to be building through a combination of really useful free and open source tools. And of course, as you will see, we can transform this, we can configure this so that we can drag drop any file and have an LLM do any sort of like processing. So we can have a summary, we can have a translation, and so forth. So the main idea is to get the text file. In this case, it's going to be a Google Meet automatic transcript text file, and then have the LLM output a text file with a summary, the key concepts, and the highlights of the transcript. Now, our strategy is going to be combining a few useful tools. All of them are free and open source. So we have the first tool that I'm going to be using. It's ScriptKit. So we're going to be talking about ScriptKit. ScriptKit is the thing that is going to be used as a drag and drop target. So we're going to be drag and dropping the transcript into the ScriptKit. The ScriptKit is going to be using Ollama, which is another tool that we're going to be installing, and it allows us to run open source large language models on our system. So after dragging and dropping the transcript into the ScriptKit, it's going to talk to Ollama. Ollama is going to be using some kind of open source model like Llama or DeepSeek, and it's going to be providing some kind of output like a summary or a translation or anything else. So here's the architecture. Here's like the combination of tools that we are going to be using. Let me go through the tools a little bit quickly. So ScriptKit is an application that you can download. It's available for Windows, Linux, and Mac. And basically, you can run some scripts on your system. You use JavaScript, and with a few lines of code, you can have some script running on your system. It's really useful, really neat tool. I highly recommend that you check it out. I have already installed ScriptKit on my Mac. It's already running, as you can see here. So that's one of the tools that we're going to be using. Ollama is another tool that I have installed locally on my machine. So basically, you download Ollama, you have it on your system, and then you can download any of the open source models like DeepSeek or Mistral or Gemma or Llama, and you can run it locally on your computer and also offline. So you don't need to connect to any API or external service or LLM provider. And then the last part is the DeepSeek model. So this is an open source model that you can download through the Ollama website, and you can use it through Ollama to run inference on the DeepSeek R1 model. So let me guide you on the process of using the Ollama, and then we're going to be combining Ollama with ScriptKit. So I'm going to switch to my terminal. Let me also. So once you have Ollama installed on your system, you start it. You can see that it's running over here. If it's not already running, you can start it by running Ollama. In order to check that it's installed, you can run Ollama version, dash version, and then you can run Ollama list to see the models that you have available offline locally. So as you can see, I have downloaded quite a few language models, DeepSeek, Llama, and some other language models. And once you want to chat and use one of these models, you just run Llama, run, and the name of the model. So I can choose the 3.5 model from Microsoft, and you can start typing like ask questions, and then you get an output. And of course, we can switch to another model. I will close this and run Ollama DeepSeek. And I can either hit Ollama run DeepSeek, and then it will open up this chat prompt that you can interact with, or you can provide directly the prompt through here, like please tell me what is the capital of New Zealand, and it will provide this prompt to the model, and you will immediately get the response. So there's no chat interface. So once you have the response from the DeepSeek model, you will first see the thinking process, like how did the model went through the process of reasoning and providing like the response. So the first part is about how the model kind of like thought about the response, and at the end, after the closing think tag, you will actually see the response. So that's another way of interacting with an Ollama model. Let me clear. And now the last thing I want to show you is that you can also provide a text file or even other types of files as an input. So I can say Ollama run, I will use the Llama 3.1 by Meta, and I will say, please provide a summary, or let's say a translation of the following text into German. Here is the text. Now my terminal is hiding like so. After the prompt, I can use this shell operator and actually drag and drop the file in here. So this is going to be inputting the contents of this text file also as an input to the model. This is just a very basic text file. I think I have it open here. So it just contains the description of the Ollama software. So apart from plain text, you can also use this input operator to provide a text file, a file path of a text file, and then all this will be given as an input to the large language models. So let's see how Llama is going to be translating this text into German. So as you can see, started outputting the translation of this text into German. So that's another way that we can use the Ollama through the terminal. So for the requirements of this particular lecture transcript, I need to instruct the Llama model. First of all, let's see. So I'm going to be using Llama run, then I'm going to be using DeepSeek model. And then I'm going to provide a prompt. Please summarize the following transcript along, let's say, along with the key highlights. Transcript. Then I'm going to be using the same operator. I'm going to providing this file. Don't go to run it at this point, and then the Ollama will run the model. The model will take as input this prompt and the contents of this text file, and will provide a transcript, transcript summary in my terminal. I wanted to automate this process, and instead of working with a terminal, go through the process that I just demonstrated, like open up this Dropbox, drag and drop the file, and have the text file automatically be generated. So this is what we're going to be building. Let me remove this summary. So first of all, I have this script already. I'm going to delete it, so I will start from scratch. Let me remove this. So once you have your script kit and it's running here, you will open the kit, and it allows you to create a new script. So for this one, I'm going to be creating a script that will be summarizing transcripts. So you opened, you put a name. If the script doesn't already exist, you will be ready to create the script. And you can start writing your scripts in plain JavaScript. Here's the name, the automatic name for the script. You first have like a default import, which you need in order for this script kit to do its job. And then we start creating the script that will be accepting a file that will be dropped and proceed with the next step. So let me create this script. First, I'm going to use a command that allows the script kit to be used as a drag and drop target. So I'm going to say, I'm going to be using a method that is already available through the kit import, and it's called a drop. I'm going to need to use a wait because it's an async function, and I will provide two properties. One is going to be the placeholder that will be shown to the user. So drop a transcript to summarize, and then I will keep this always on top true, so that this drag and drop box is always on top and it isn't gets hidden behind other windows. So this, if I run the script, it will show me a drop target, and I will be able to drag and drop a file. So let me save. I'm going to save. And then one of the ways that you can run this script is that you can select it from here. Let's see where here, and then either click enter, as you can see here, or click this button. So let me run the script. So here's the drag and drop target. I'm going to drop the file, and then the script is gone because I haven't added any more commands to do. So it's just a drag and drop target, and then it finishes its execution. So I will open up the ScriptKit, I can go here and select Open Kit App, or I could use the command semicolon shortcut. So I'm going to use the shortcut. I'm going to select the script that I just created, and I'm going to go here. Let me see. I can go here and then edit to continue editing. So after I have my drop target, I get a list of dropped files, so you can drop one or more files. And I want to just grab the first one. So I'm going to access this list or this array of files. I'm going to pick the first file. This is going to be an object with some information about the file, and it contains a path property, which basically is the file path. So dragging and dropping, then grabbing the first file, and from that first file, just grabbing the file path. Let's see whether I can. I'm going to use another command called div, which is going to be displaying the file path. So I'm going to save and run it again with enter. Let's see what happens now. So you can see the full path is here. Okay, open up the file again, and I can edit. I can go here and select edit, or I can click on the shortcut, which is Command and O. Let me see. Okay, so we have the file. I'm not going to be displaying the file to the screen. The next thing is for me to get this file and run the terminal command of Ollama so that it can accept the file, accept the prompt, and then do its thing. So there's a very simple way to run shell commands in through ScriptKit. So you await for the $sign, and then you just run your commands, your shell commands. So ls for listing, or echo, whatever. So basically, whatever the command that you need to run from your shell. So if I wanted to run this shell command or ls, I could just place this. Oops, I can place it here, and it will run this command through the terminal. In my case, I want to run the Ollama with the DeepSeek R1. This is the 14 billion parameters model. So I'm just replicating the command that I ran earlier. Let me clear. So let me close the ScriptKit. So I will have to find this command and copy it over to the ScriptKit. So let's open ScriptKit once again. I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to say something a little bit more elaborate. So I'm going to be copying and pasting a prompt I'm using. So the following is a transcript of an online lecture from a coding school. Please summarize the concepts covered and give me a bullet list of them along with the most important key points and highlights of the lecture. And then I'm going to provide the input, which in this case is going to be the file path. Is going to be the file path of the dropped file. So I'm in backticks, I'm in template literals, I'm in JavaScript now, so I have to use the dollar brackets. So this is going to take this as an input along with the prompt, and it's going to be providing this to the DeepSeek model so that it can create an output, a response. Now we can use another shell command, another shell operator, to actually write the file, take the input from this, from the response, from the model, and instead of just copying and pasting, I'm going to pipe it or append it to a file. So I'm going to give it a name that is going to be the same as the file path with the summary.txt. So if the file path is, for example, transcript.md, this is going to be transcript.md.summary.txt. So this command is going to be running the shell command, accepting the file path that I just dropped, and it's going to be creating a file that will hopefully giving me a good summary. So let's save and test this. So I'm going to run it. I'm going to press enter, and then I'm going to place the transcript. There's a problem here, as you can see. So let's see. We have some problems on my script. Let me edit the script to see. So let's see, I have this input here, file path, and then I'm going to be, okay, the problem is that I'm accidentally used this inside here. So the file path is just a string name of the file path. So that's just the file path, and this is going to be appended or concatenated. So that was my mistake. Let me run it and see whether it works. So it's working, and you can tell that it's working because there's this blinking here light. So it's doing some work. Let's wait for the model to create the file with the contents. We have the transcript, so the file was created. First, it's the thinking process of the model. Then we have the transcript summary. So let me open this up with text edit file to see what we have here. So after the thinking process, we actually get the summary of the lecture. Once again, it successfully found out that we're talking about memoization. We have some cautionary points here, and then we get some things that are contained. So the script is almost ready. We have the transcript summary. Let me open up the script again and edit it with Command O. So this is all you need to create a drag and drop target. Drop a file and then run the command, pass it on to Ollama, which is going to pass it on to one of your of the models that you have downloaded, and you will get an output. So this is pretty cool. And you can now switch to any kind of like file. You can also use, for example, a PDF, and then you can find like an npm package that converts this into text. So in here, if you drag and drop like a PDF, and you want to convert it into text to pass it on to the LLM, you can, I don't know, I would Google for a file or a library that converts the text into, let's say, perhaps there's some kind of like library that you can import, and you can take the contents of the file and then get the text file, for example. So even if the file is not a text file, you can find some JavaScript library. I bet there are a ton of them. You can convert the PDF or any other file into text and then pass it on to the language model. So for example, in here, if this was a text, you could say wait, $, Ollama, run, let's say llama, and then you could just pass the text, which is going to be the text content or the text transformation of like a PDF file. So you can drag and drop any file and then use some library to convert it into text. Or you can use a multimodal language model which accepts also things like media or audio, video, and pictures. Now let me add another example. I'm going to be using another model. I found out that DeepSeek is not very good at translating to German, so I'm going to be using the Llama model. Llama 3.1. Let me see if I have the correct name, otherwise it's going to be downloading another version and I don't want that. So Ollama run, and then translate the file into the following text. into German text, and then I'm going to be using the file path, and then I'm going to outputting it into file path de.txt. Now I'm saving it, and I'm going to drag and drop a file that is a text file, and let me run it. So I'm going to pass once again this simple test file. I have another problem. Let me edit and see. I have the same mistake, so I have to put it outside. And now instead of just opening up the ScriptKit and selecting the script every time, I can also combine this script with a key shortcut. So if I go here and I find there's a change shortcut here, you can combine or create a shortcut for any of these scripts, or I can go change shortcut, and I will press Option S on my keyboard. So the shortcut now for this script is, as you can see here, Option S. So now I can press Escape, and instead of just opening up the ScriptKit and selecting the script, I will just press Option S on my keyboard, and boom, I have my drag and drop target. So Escape to close it, and then Option S again to open it and start translating. So it started translating. I didn't change the I think the file name, the out file name, or no, this is it. So it created the translation, and boom, with just a simple drag and drop, I have a German translation of a text. So this is pretty cool. Let me go back to the script. We have the shortcut. Everything works as expected. The last thing I want to show you is some nice additions to the script so that we have a much nicer experience. So instead of just having this drag and drop, wait for the processing and then just get the text file to appear, I'm going to provide some kind of like visual indicator. So when the LLM is processing the file, we will see a message like processing file. And then once the file is processed and complete, we will see a notification at the top right of our window. So I'm going to use a function that's available from the Kit library. So wait div, but this time I'm going to provide an HTML. So this is the MD is a function to create a markdown and display it as HTML. So processing, or let's say translating file, let's say to German. So this is the message that's going to be shown to the user while they wait for the processing to complete. So drop a text file to translate. This is the drag and drop target. And apart from the HTML, I have an onInit method, which is going to be an async method. And I'm going to be moving my command in here. So it's going to run the same command again, nothing changes here. But when this finishes, I'm going to be submitting, I'm going to be using another method that's available still from the same library. And in this, it accepts it expects an argument, but I'm just going to pass an empty string. So this means that instead of just running this command and then having the script go away, it's going to be displaying this message while it's doing this command. It's running this command, and when this command finishes and we call the submit method, the message will go away, and then it will continue with the rest of the code. So this is one part to show some kind of like a loading or in progress message. And then after this process is finished, I also want to show the user a notification. I'm going to use another ScriptKit method, the notify. So this is going to be the title of the notification. and then the methods would be translation of the file path is complete and your file is ready. So this is going to be showing a pop-up message, a notification message on the top right of the screen. So this is just to make the experience a little bit better for the user. A loading or in progress message, run the command, and then a notification. So even though or the user will be using or seeing or going over some other application or some other window, they will get a notification when this process is ready. So I'm going to save, press escape, delete these two, and I'm going to press Option S once again on my keyboard, drag and drop a text file to translate to German. Now it's giving me this message, translating file to German, and then I get this pop-up message that my file, my translation is ready. So much nicer experience. I can open this, and now I can see the translation. Pretty neat and with a much nicer user experience. So to summarize, once again, we use a couple of really nice open source and free tools. ScriptKit is a way to write some really simple scripts and have this helper like scripts run on your system. We installed and use Ollama to download and run language models on our file system, on our local machine. And then we combined all these three together, an open source model, Ollama, and ScriptKit to actually create a drag and drop target to create either a summary of the transcript or a translation of a text. So it's up to you now to think about what kind of input files you can drag and drop. You can try dropping more than one files, and then find a model that you would like to use. Think of something that you would like to be created, to be outputted from the model, and then you can use it on anything that you like. Also, as I mentioned, there are some models that work with images. So we have the lava, we have the baklava. So these are models, the Llama 3.2 vision, that can also work with image files. So you can customize this script, and apart from text file, it can also accept media files such as JPEG or PNG, and it can do some sort of processing on these images. So feel free to explore and experiment with this setup, and please share any cool ideas that you have or something that you built. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave your comments below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.